Good afternoon. I'm Susan Grissom with Grissom Law Firm. We're located in Johns Creek, Georgia, and we're licensed to practice in the state of Georgia. We practice in the areas of estate planning, uncontested probate, and small business law. And today I want to talk briefly about how a family can avoid probate, because that's a very frequent question that we're asked, and there are numerous ways to avoid probate of assets. If you have real estate, probate can be avoided if your real estate is owned joint with rights of survivorship and the other owner still living at your death. Another way to avoid probate of that asset is to put it inside of a living trust so that at your death it passes outside of the probate court. If you've got bank accounts, joint owners receive those accounts at your death, and so those assets flow outside of the probate. You can also name payable-on-death beneficiaries on those accounts. Many of our clients don't realize that if they go into their bank, they can actually add a payable-on-death beneficiary or a transfer-on-death beneficiary onto their savings, checking, money markets, and CDs. But you can do that, and that would avoid the probate process if that's your goal. For life insurance and other accounts where we typically think of naming beneficiaries, being sure that we actually have updated our beneficiaries, that those individuals are living when we pass. We don't want to have mom who passed away 5 years ago named as a beneficiary, because then that asset is going to probably go through probate unless we've got contingent beneficiaries named. We also want to be sure that we didn't check the box that says our estate, because that means we're going to go into probate in order to claim those assets. Other ways that we can avoid probate of our assets include the use of trusts. Revocable trusts, where we maintain control during our lifetime, and funding that trust with either the ownership of the asset or by naming it as a beneficiary. The use of irrevocable trusts to hold assets if we're trying to protect those assets, or making sure that we've always addressed some sort of a beneficiary or joint owner on those accounts. As you look at your estate and you're trying to make it easy for someone to inherit by avoiding any slowdown in the process, it's also important that you consider the age of those beneficiaries that you're naming. If your children are minors, it would probably be better for those assets to go through a probate than to be left to a minor, because then the minor will have to have a conservatorship established in order to be able to receive those assets. So considering your beneficiaries and their status, their age, and their ability is very important. You can avoid probate if you name the appropriate people or trusts as beneficiaries or have joint owners. It's just important to look at all of the assets and make sure that you've taken the appropriate steps to do so. We're here for you and happy to help you in doing so.